Hey guys, it's Tim. Welcome to the podcast. So today I want to tell you a story that I hope inspires you. It's all about going after your dreams no matter what.
Here's the question. What's going on inside the minds of top achievers that cause them to make extraordinary breakthroughs both personally and professionally? My name is Tim Shurr, and I invite you to join me as we take a deep dive into the unconscious mind and discover how to transform your biggest dreams into a reality. Welcome to the How to Be Mesmerizing podcast.
I have found that the people that get what they want, that ultimately succeed and reach their goals, are the ones that never stop trying. And I know it can feel impossible sometimes. I've had thoughts myself, am I ever going to get there? Am I ever going to make it? Is this ever going to work out for me? But I just decided that I have no choice. I have to keep going. My commitment is more powerful than how I feel on any given day. So it doesn't really matter if I feel like doing something or not, because I've got to do at least something every day to make a deposit into my dream account, into my success account, because truly that's how you develop wealth. You make small deposits consistently every single day, whether it feels like you're getting anywhere or not, because sometimes it doesn't feel like you're getting anywhere, but you make the deposit anyway, and over time, that is the magic ingredient that causes everything else to work out. So there was a woman that came into my office, and she said, Tim, I just am lost. I don't know what to do with myself. I feel like I don't have anything that motivates me. Nothing really lights me up. And, I came in here kind of like a last resort just to see if you could spark me in some way. And I said, well, what's something that you love to do? And she says, I don't really know anymore. I've kind of lost myself. I don't really have any hobbies. I don't feel like traveling anymore. And, I do some gardening around the house and stuff like that, but it's not really fulfilling. And I said, well, is there anything, some lost dreams, something that you would have liked to do a long time ago that you feel maybe, it's too late? And she kind of thought. She said, not really. And then she paused for a second, and I saw it, and I said, what'd you think about? She's like, nothing. And I said, come on now, tell me what you were thinking about. And she said, when I was younger, I loved gorillas. And, I always had a thing for gorillas. I had stuffed animal gorillas in my room, and I always thought one day that I would do something with gorillas. I still love them to this day, but, I'm too old now. I'm not going back to school. I'm not going to be a zoologist and go hang out with Jane Goodall and all that stuff. She says, so it was just, it's one of those things. And I said, well, let me ask you. I said, are there any gorillas around? And she said, we live in Indiana. I don't think so. And I said, are you sure? What about the zoo? And she said, well, yeah, I guess, they have an exhibit at the zoo. And I said, do you ever go there and visit? And she said, well, no. And I said, well, you still love gorillas? And she said, yes. And I said, and they're there? Yes. Well, why don't you go pay them a visit? No, I don't. What's the point of that? Now, from listening to my podcast, what am I going to say? The first thing that happens when you're creating a change with people is what? Resistance. And then what? Confusion. And then what? Breakthrough happens every time. So there's her resistance, right? And I'm like, come on, what do you have to lose, right? Why don't you just go to the zoo and hang out with the gorillas? And she was like, oh, I don't know. And I said, well, that's the goal that I have for you. So if you want to be sparked, that's my challenge, because you just never know what doors are going to be open. And she's like, all right. And I could tell that she was feeling a little discouraged, like I was going to come up with some magic answer for her, which I had, but she didn't know it at the time. And so she comes back a week later, and she's got this childish smile on her face. I know what she looked like when she was 7. And I said, so what's going on with you? And she says, I decided to do the first couple of days after our session. I didn't really do much, but I just had that thought in my head that you said to go, visit the gorillas, and I just paid you money, and then I just thought it would be stupid to pay you money and then not do what you suggested. And so I went to the zoo and I hung out with the gorillas. And I said, so tell me about it. She said, well, I went there and I felt silly and a little nervous, and it was weird. I felt a little uncomfortable. But I went there anyway, and I walked up to the gorillas, and I just kind of started looking at them, and oh my gosh, I forgot how beautiful they were.
Hey, would you like more free tips on how to be a mesmerizing leader? Then check out mesmerizingleadership.com, and also hang out with me on Facebook, facebook.com/Tim Shurr. Thanks so much, and make your day a sure success.